Welcome to my channel. My name is Kiki, and I wanted to talk about today's subject. What is on my mind is my ex-husband. So this is the way that you're gonna get to know me through story times. So my ex-husband, me and my ex-husband had an arranged marriage. I'm Muslim, and I used to cover um, and me and my husband, we met through my wali. Wali is the word for guardian. We met through my guardian, and when we had our sit down, our initial meeting, um, right then and there, he made his intentions on me to be known, and I agreed on it. And within a week, we were married. I never talked to my husband on the phone. None of that. Like it was arranged in a way, in a strange way, that I don't think a lot of people in my community and that being the African American community can understand. Like, I didn't speak to my husband on the phone. There was no text messaging. Um, the first time me and my husband was ever alone was the weekend after we got married. Why we didn't spend wedding night together is because I had a sister conference to go to, and we got married that Friday. So I spent the weekend with my sisters at the sister conference, and I couldn't have been happier. Like, I was married, I was nervous, and that night was our first phone call. And we sat on the phone and we talked about everything that I guess when you first meet someone you talk about. Where did you go to school? And it felt strange and different and weird for me because growing up, that's not what I was used to. I was used to getting to know somebody, dating them, it not working, and all that. But this was, I had to get to know my husband as we were married. I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with it at all. It was, my husband didn't know he was a caretaker for me. I suffer from bipolar disorder with extreme manic episodes. Now, my bipolar disorder is controlled with medication and coping skills, and coping skills. And I also have PTSD that is also managed with coping skills and medication. Now, during the time that I was married, I was taking my medication, and for the most part, I don't remember having any episodes during that time due to that. But I do know that he was verbally abusive. Going into my marriage, I never had a problem with self-esteem. Like, as you can clearly see, I'm a plus-size female. But I wanted to be a plus-size female. Oh my God, this feels so weird and so opposite of what I'm used to hearing on YouTube. It's like, I've always been, bigger. No, I was not big growing up. I was very small. I'm not petite. I'm 5'9". I was very small, modelless small, like size 10 until I graduated. Small. My frame was literally boobs, no hips, just the rectangle. That was me. So going into my relationship, I had confidence through the roof because I was secure in my body image and who I was. Now, at that time, I already had my diagnosis of being bipolar. I already had my diagnosis of having PTSD. I already had my diagnosis of having PCOS. So I had all these diagnoses, and all of those was being taken care of. I stay on top of my therapy appointments. I stay on top of going to the doctors and everything, all my blood work and everything. So I'm very vigilant when it comes to that because I get sick. But by him being verbally abusive, he fed into the the depression of bipolar disorder. He would tell me things like, "Oh, if you get any bigger, I'm gonna leave you," and you know, he would say things like that. And I don't know if it matters or should matter, but when it's your husband telling you things like that, it stings different. You know, that's a whole different type of pain. Even though this is a man that I guess met, this is someone who I really don't know from a can of paint. But this is the man who I'm married to. And him telling me things like this, you know, fed into it. So it caused me to not eat. Now, once again, total opposite. When I'm depressed, I don't eat at all, which puts my body into starvation mode, what makes it hold on to it, which isn't good for the PCOS. So I gained maybe around about 5 to 6 pounds when I was married to him. And throughout that relationship, he would do weird things. Like he would tell me, like we didn't live together. I kept my apartment. Sis, I'm not stupid, sis. I kept my apartment. And he would tell me things like, go home to your real home. And I would just go home. And it was like I was a yo-yo and he was just playing with me up and down. You know, he would get sick and have to go to the hospital and I would be by his side. He would need his clothes washed. I would go wash his clothes. Only thing I didn't do was cook. And that was because that was something we agreed on. When me and him met, I was vegan. Full vegan. And at that time I was probably vegan for about like 8 months when me and him met. And before then I was vegetarian for about 4 years. So I remember one day he came home and I was cooking some vegan noodles and faux turkey, like the faux turkey that they sell like sliced. And it's like literally my favorite thing to eat because it was just like a bowl of noodles with turkey in it and it was so good. But he told me like he didn't like the way it smelled. So I stopped cooking. Then he would tell me things like, your food stinks. That's not real meat. It stinks. So I stopped being vegan and I would only eat when he cooked because subconsciously I didn't want to hear it. It was always a fight. It was always an argument. We argued about everything from a bottle. I remember the last fight me and him had. You know how you grab a bottle of something to drink and you finish it, but you leave it where it's at. Like it's the empty container. And I must have left the bottle by the bed for maybe a little under 24 hours. Maybe it was 24 hours. I don't remember. And he went through the roof. Sis, you would have thought like he caught me cheating. It was just a moment. And that was the last time he sent me home, and that was it for me. I couldn't do it anymore. I came home and I stayed home, and then that weekend is when I found out that my sister passed. Now, my sister leaving this earth ripped a hole in me the size of Texas. I was lost. I was in the midst of a divorce. my sister just died under suspicious circumstances. She passed away, and I was alone. So I listen to those passive thoughts that I have every day, which is suicidal. The world would be better without me in it. The one person I know my whole life is no longer here with me. And I made plans, but thank to God that something stronger than myself was like, nah, sis, what are you doing? Go to your therapist's offices now. So, like, that Monday came around, and I went and I signed up for outpatient treatment. Now, it was a everyday thing. I had to go every day. And I did that for a year. So I did that for a whole year. A whole year of my life. I went to this therapy program, and it saved me. And it reintroduced a lot of the coping skills that I had. And it helped me rediscover me in a way. I'm going to say helped to start rediscovering myself, because I haven't completely rediscovered myself, who I was before. And I'm not sure I'm ready to be who I was before. Because while I am still looking for her strength that I had who I was then, I'm not sure that I want to be that person, because God sent me through this for a reason. So what are the lessons that I learned from this? One is that red flags is red flags. See them, recognize them, and get up out of there. A toxic relationship is toxic, and it will kill you. I mean, spiritually, mentally, physically kill you. Get out of there. And that death is a reminder for all of us that tomorrow is not promised, and that we should live every day as if it is our last. And we should tell the people to who we love and we care about every day we love them, even if they get tired of hearing it. Just tell them. So why am I here now? Like, I sound like I got everything nicked and I'm ready. Oh, if it was only that easy. Oh, how easily glass is broken, and how hard it is to put back together. And it took me 2 years to completely get over my husband. So from 2015 to 2017, I was still, what if I could get back? I mean, at some point, he was sending me Facebook messages talking about, I still love you, I'm sorry. And a part of me was like, yeah, maybe. But I didn't fall back into that pit hole, thankfully. Doesn't mean I didn't fall into other holes. With bipolar disorder, I am casebook for if you look up what bipolar disorder is. I'm a casebook study. Literally everything, you just go down the DHM. Everything that's there is me. To overspending, hypersexuality, the blackouts. I haven't blacked out in a long time though. I haven't blacked out since 2014. Probably around about the time I got this, because this one is the tattoo that I got and I didn't remember getting it. I woke up with this and I know who did it. I don't remember why I got it. I don't remember getting it. So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Well, so footnotes. How do I want it? What do I want this channel to really be about? Stories like you just heard. Hopefully happier ones. Hopefully happier ones. So from 2015 to 2016, I fought the good fight in the counseling program, and I went back to work, tried to go back to a normal life, but I didn't. It was harder than what I thought. By 2017, I was completely over my husband, my ex-husband. By 2018, I was still working, still trying to, traverse this thing called life. My mom got sick at the end of 2017, like really sick. She had to get her leg amputated. And my life halted again. And around about the same time, my grandmother, she got sick. Now, anybody who knows me will tell you my world revolved around my nana. That was my best friend. I called her every day. It wasn't anybody on this earth that knew me better. So around about that time, I'm running from my mom's nursing home to my grandmother's rehabilitation, running back and forth between those two. My mom stayed in there for about a year. My grandmother came home in 2 weeks because she was stubborn. But she went in not being able to really talk, not being able to feed herself. But she came in, she left there walking, being able to feed herself. Like, during that time, I literally told one of my best friends, like, she's an inspiration to me because I've never seen someone fight that hard. Never. This lady fought. And she fought. And she left there walking. Fast forward a month later, she fell while she was home. And she lost confidence into being able to, get up and walk. So she got sicker. And things from there just went downhill. Up until, I'm not gonna cry. Up until October 8th. October 8th. My grandmother left me. And here I am again. Sitting there open like Texas. And all those thoughts come back. All of them. I will give my life for her to be here, but she's not, so I have to keep her fighting spirit. I have to keep her fighting spirit because she wouldn't want me to lose. I can hear her telling me, Kiki, what are you doing with yourself, baby? Get up. Do something. So that's what I'm doing. That's the reason I'm here. I'm getting up. I'm doing something. So I stopped making YouTube videos about 9 years ago. Once everything started going downhill, I stopped making YouTube videos. Surprise, surprise, right? I'm sorry, I was crying. And anxiety took a lot from me. Everything I've been through in life, I've been in survival mode since I was 14. I'm over being in survival mode. At what point am I going to enjoy life? You know? At what point am I going to be able to sit back and say, this is life and I'm enjoying it, right? So, I'm back to making videos. I'm not going to try to give y'all an upload schedule because that is just not going to happen here. Sorry. And I say y'all like I got any viewers. I could have just did this 20-minute video for nothing. But yeah, I'm making these videos for myself so that when I'm in my lowest of low and nothing can feel me, I can look back at it and say to myself, you can do it. Stop sitting around doubting yourself. It's not going to last forever. You are going to get over it. You are going to do something today. I don't care if it's walking down the steps. You're going to do something. Get up and go to that class. I don't care if you stand at the back of the class and half the class you don't know the moves, or if your back starts hurting and you can't do it. Jog in place. There are people who love you in this world and who are fighting for you. Fight for yourself. That's who I'm making these videos for.